Alright, hey you guys, this is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Naruto Shippuden episode 396, the 3 questions. And this episode, my point that I wanted to make for this episode is that Shikamaru is evil. Shikamaru is so evil because he knew exactly what he was doing, which is the point of the tuning exams, is because you're supposed to weed out the ones that can become great leaders, because that's what Chunins are, and then eventually they become Jonins, and then they could be like the legendary Sanins if they work hard enough. So I understand the point of this exam, but it was kind of messed up the way he did them. But of course, like, they show this, like, this whole episode was pretty much about like the beginning of the tuning exams, and you see like Sakura finally joins the team with Ino and Choji, because of course Shikamaru already became a Chunin, so he can't be in the Chunin exams again. So Ino Shikacho is not a thing right now, like right this moment. I mean, of course they're still on the same team, but they're not, they can't work together during the tuning exam. So since Sakura is missing both of her partners and they're only missing one, they invited Sakura to become a part of their team, and she decided to finally join after she saved a man's life who was in critical condition, and Tsunade like rushed to her side as she finished, but she passed out. So I mean, that was awesome. Sakura has become so strong, even though people hate on Sakura so much. Sakura has become very strong, and just the fact that she was able to do that without Tsunade's help is awesome. So she decided to join a team, and when they finally got to the tuning exams and they were waiting in line, we see Konohamaru. Konohamaru, well, I mean, you can't tell it's Konohamaru until after he is revealed, but he has become pretty strong. You can tell he's been working hard. Like, he was able to do a shadow clone of Naruto, and then he was able to make his shadow clone make a shadow clone of like his sexy jutsu, which I thought was actually pretty awesome, because Konohamaru has become so freaking strong now. Well, I mean, he was able to rival with Pain. He has become pretty strong, and that's awesome. So after that, after Neji revealed him, and they were like, well, we were just doing this for Naruto because we didn't want him to have to miss the tuning exams because he's the only one that's not going to be able to do it, blah, blah, blah. And Neji was like, well, Naruto's not going to let something like him not being a tuning stop him from doing whatever he needs to do. And as you can tell, he is probably the strongest, I won't even say the strongest person in the village, but he has become like the shining white knight of the village, which is awesome because Naruto is awesome. So after that, they finally go in and they have to like pull slots, and they get a number 1, 2, or 3 for the group, and they all sent to different classrooms, and they have to, this is when I said Shikamaru was evil, they all have to answer, you get 3 questions on a piece of paper, and you have to know what your other teammates picked to add up to 100, because the first question is 30, it's like 30, 40, 50. You can't go over 100, you can't get under 100. You have to get at 100, and you can pretty much use any way possible except for actually talking to the person directly, like face to face, to figure out how to get your team to 100 points. And if you're below the average score, then you're automatically disqualified, and if you're over 100, but it says if you're over 100, you're disqualified. But if you're over the average score, then you still are qualified. So I guess if you're over the average score up to 100, then you're qualified. But it was confusing. I mean, it's not confusing, but it is confusing. It's not confusing because, I mean, it makes sense. But how, if you can't communicate with your team members, then you're pretty much screwed. You're just gonna have to know for a fact what your other team members would pick, which most people probably wouldn't, but other people, like, Shino tried to send one of his bugs to talk to them, and it couldn't get out the room because the room was sealed tight. And then you see like other shinobis from the other villages finding ways to communicate with their teammates. And then at the very end, you see Neji and Hinata there doing their 8 trigrams, gentle palm, and then that was like the end of the episode. I was like, wait a minute, y'all just did all, how was that communicating? How was that communicating with your teammates? I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. And Ino was awesome because Ino was able to use her jutsu to talk to Choji, and well, she was about, it looks like she was about to talk to Sakura, but she was able to talk to Choji, which was awesome. So yeah, this episode was actually pretty awesome. I was like, wait a minute, I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens, because filler and I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I mean, of course we know who becomes Shunins, but I honestly don't. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm so looking forward to seeing how things turn out, because this one actually had me thinking. So yeah, as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. How do you feel about the filler? It's actually pretty awesome. I was not looking forward to watching it, and I'm actually happy that I did decide to watch it, even though I'm still mad about B saying that they were going to turn up at the Chunin exams. I ain't forgot about that. It's like, no, no, never again. No, that is a no-no. You bet. No, no, no. Anyways, as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.